Hi guys, guess what? It's me again, and I'm wearing my Students is Awesome shirt. We're going to try to combine lesson 12.2 and 12.3 together on this video because they're very similar and similar concepts. 12.4 is a lot harder. Now, this video, 12.2 and 12.3, we will also be going over it on our Zoom meeting on Tuesday, this Tuesday. So if you're watching this video before Tuesday's Zoom meeting and you still don't understand it, it might be a good idea to attend the Zoom meeting because we're going to be doing some of the problems and actually some of the work that you can be doing for homework. So for this lesson, you are expected to do page 707 and 713 for the homework pages. And if you do not attend Tuesday's meeting but want to come to Thursday's meeting, make sure you have this done and all your homework done because we're going to go over the answers then. And you'll have to show me on the video. All right, so let's get started. 12.2 is about angles. Now, if you don't know what an angle is, I'm going to tell you right now. Shapes have angles if two lines connect. So any two rays that connect can form an angle. This rectangle has 4 angles. I'm going to number them for you so you can see where the angles are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are where the 4 angles are. So if I connect any two rays, they form an angle. And I believe you have heard these terms before: right angle, acute angle, and obtuse angle. In this chapter, we're going to be talking about the vocab word right angle, and then we're also going to be using less than a right angle and greater than a right angle. A very easy way, there's 2 easy ways to find out if it's a right angle. One, sometimes your book cheats and they mark the angle with a little square that looks like that. So if you have a shape and it's marked with that square, that's a dead giveaway saying that is a right angle, and right angles are 90 degrees. Now in 4th grade, you're going to get a protractor and you're going to be measuring angles and the degrees. So it's important that you know that a right angle has 90 degrees. And as I showed students on Zoom, if you go like that, that can kind of tell you like what 90 degree is. However, what the book tells you to do, if you take a piece of paper, this corner is 90 degrees. So if you have a shape and you want to find out if it's 90 degrees, one way to do it, if they don't give you the little cheat box, is to, you take your angle. I want to find out if this angle is 90 degrees. I can use a small piece of paper. An index card usually works really well, a small index card, because then you're not flopping this paper around. But, you know what, actually, not a bad idea, Miss G. Let me fold this up a little bit so that it almost looks like an index card. All right, that way you'll be able to see it better. Okay, if you can fit this nice into that corner, see how it lines up evenly? That tells you that that's a right angle. You can also use this same trick to find out if the angle is less than a right angle or greater than a right angle. Now, use my little pipe cleaner. Try to get it straight. That is a right angle. When the angle starts to go this way, that's less than a right angle. See, it's getting smaller and smaller. And then if it goes straight like that, that's not an angle anymore, it's just a line. Okay? So once it starts to open up, that's probably 60, 70, 80 degrees, 90 degrees right angle. Okay? When it starts to get bigger than a right angle, it goes this way. And that's an obtuse angle, which you've heard of probably in 2nd grade. So it starts to go this way. That's larger than a right angle. When the angle looks like this, smaller than a right angle. And when it's straight up, just like if your arms were like this, that's a right angle. Now, my trusty little paper can show me that as well. I take the paper. I want to know what this angle, this corner right here is. I line my paper up on the line, and I put the corner of the paper right there. It doesn't fit perfectly, and as you can see, the line is behind the paper. That tells me it's less than a right angle. Now, this lesson is hard to do in class, let alone on a video. So we're gonna just try our best. Now, which is why I'm gonna also go over it and zoom again. If you have an angle, here's the angle I'm testing right here. Again, I take my paper, put it straight on that line, put the corner in the angle. Notice how you can see this? That's much larger than a right angle because the line goes way this way. So you can tell it's larger. Most angles you can pretty much tell just by looking at. If you look in your books, on page 703, they give you some examples. So, for example, they show you the right angle and they even give you the little cheat marks. It has a little corner that says, yep, that's a right angle. And then this one, you can tell, they're pointing to this little angle here. You can tell that doesn't stand straight up like that one. That's less than a right angle. Greater than is kind of harder to tell, but it's bigger. This one's bigger, so this is greater than a right angle. So on page 705, they give you a whole bunch of questions that we're going to do together on our Zoom meeting. You should practice them. And one of them I'm going to do right now with you. It gives you a picture. And it looks, I'm going to try to do it like it does in the book. It looks like this, okay? And there's a line that says right. So you're supposed to have how many right angles. And then less than. And greater. When you get one of these problems, the first thing you do is you need to decide how many angles are you counting. So first let's count how many angles are in this picture. There's one here, 2, 3, and 4. So if you said 4, you're correct. There's 4 angles altogether, which means these numbers here need to add up to 4 angles. Now, I don't see any with the little box on it. And let me get my little paper. I don't see any that line up with this paper. So there's no right angles. So I could put 0 for right angles. Okay? Now let me test the other ones. Let's see. Let me test this one right here. I'm going to put it on the corner. It's hard to do all. Oh. And that line is not shooting out. It's actually under the paper. It's coming under here. So this is less than a right angle, which means this one across from it is also less than a right angle. But before I write 2, let me test this one up here. So I put the line up. See how I can see this line coming out? That means those 2 are actually greater than a right angle. So our answer was 2 less than, 2 greater, and that was number 6 on page 705. You should try a few of those until you get the hang of it. All right, that's that entire 12.2 lesson. Your job is to do homework page 707. I believe I only assigned 707, yes, for that one. Okay, 12.3, this one's a fun one. We were talking about a polygon. Polygon, another vocabulary. Oh, this is my loud dog. A polygon is a closed, now you gotta remember, a closed plane shape that is made up of line segments that meet only at their endpoints. Each line segment is a polygon, is a side. Okay, so, for example, if I have a circle on page 709, it asks, is it a plane shape? Is it an open shape? Is it a closed shape? Does Does it have curved paths? Is it a line segment? Or is it a polygon? And you need to answer all of those. You just circle which ones are correct. Well, we already know that it's definitely a plane shape, because a plane shape is anything drawn on a flat surface. It could have curves, it could have line segments. So that is a plane shape. Is it an open shaped? No, it's not, because there's no openings. So that means we can circle closed shape because we know it's a closed shape. Does it have curved paths? Well, of course it does, because it's a circle. Yes, it has curved paths. Does it have line segments? No, it does not. Remember, a line segment looks like that. It does not have line segments, so we would not circle that. And because it does not have line segments, that means it can also not be a polygon. So we do not circle that one as well. Okay. On page 709, there is a second one, and it looks like, try to get it right. It looks like this. And it has the same questions. Is it a plane shape? Well, yes, it is, because it's on the paper, drawn, it's a plane shape. Is it an open shape? Yes, it is open. Is it a closed shape? No. Does it have curved paths? Well, obviously. And no, it doesn't have line segments, which means it's not a polygon. Try to do C and D by yourself and see how you do. So the rest of 12.3 is all about shapes that you already know. So you know, I just told you what a polygon was. And then we have triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, and decagon, which you should have gone over last year, but we'll go over it again. Obviously, triangle has 3 sides and 3 angles. Quadrilateral, 4 sides, 4 angles. Pentagon, 5 sides, 5 angles. And on page 710, it gives you examples of every single one of these. Octagon has 8 sides, hexagon 6, decagon 10. And then you can do some examples on page 711 to help you. And your homework will be on page 12.3. And again, we'll be going over this in our meeting. So 12.2 and 12.3 are very self-explanatory and easy to do. 12.4 is much harder. So come to Thursday's Zoom meeting and we'll go over it. We're going to go over it a little bit on Tuesdays as well. And then we're going to take the mid-chapter review right after that. So good luck. If you do not come to the Zoom meetings, it's fine. It's optional. But just try your best because it's stuff you're going to need for 4th grade. And this is it. And we're done. Have a great week. And I can't wait to see you. I hope you guys come May 29th to drop your stuff off and do a drive-by because I'll be sitting there waving. See you later, guys. Bye.